Hi, my name is Huda. I'm one of the co-founders of the Girls Trip. Oh my god, who doesn't love travel? So I've been fortunate enough to travel in my early 20s, like since my parents label me as like, if anything happens in Huda's life, whether she's depressed, whether she's happy, the first thing she does is goes on a vacation. So that kind of like sums me up. I've been traveling for a very long time. And I have a really close group of friends. So since we met in grade 7, and since then, literally every year, we've made a pact that we're gonna travel together. And now we're in our like early 30s, and pretty much every year we've gone somewhere together as like a girls trip. Literally, there's like 6 of us, and every time we go, girls would always be like, "Oh my god, you're so lucky," because you know a lot of girls can't do that, and you know I don't have that many friends to go with, or my friends are always working. And we found that there was a gap. So it's always been inside my mind to be like, oh my god, you know, not a lot of girls travel with a large group of girls, and why is that? So after I started blogging, after social media, my sister became a travel influencer. So once she became a travel influencer, she realized that there was this potential of travel, unlimited travel around the world, but how come we don't have access to it? So I feel like as bloggers and influencers, there's so many perks that we get, these amazing experiences, and I don't know, I feel like every woman should be able to experience that. So when we saw that we were getting treated so, you know, amazing as being a travel blogger and spreading stories for brands and campaigns, we were like, what if we made these experiences for an average woman that loves traveling? So that's kind of how the idea started developing. And me and Senna are like, hey, why don't we just plan our own kind of, you know, trip? And we're like, well, yeah, let's plan our own girls trip, girls trip, girls trip. And then it just kept going. We're like, yeah. Well, it's summertime, okay? So it means it's crazy all the time. The kids are not in school and it's chaotic in our house. But during the summers, we wake up, we have breakfast, I head to work, I come back in the evening. My husband's usually had dinner ready, or we go out to eat together, but during the day it's just crazy. It's between emails, it's between shoots, it's meeting up with different clients and different brands, and then working on my own social. So between all of that, plus building up the girls trip, it's quite insane. I feel like I'm always plugged in with my phone and always kind of responding back to emails and meeting with people. That's kind of what takes up majority of the time right now. Oh, my first job taught me everything that I know today. My first job was going door to door for a newspaper company. I actually worked for the Toronto Star as a door-to-door rep, and it was my first job. I was 14 years old, and literally the next day I went and recruited all the same girlfriends I traveled with. I went back to school. I'm like, listen, you guys need a job, come work with me. We would go in this van and we would go knock on like a bunch of doors and sell newspapers. So it taught me everything, like all my sales skills, customer service skills, the ability to connect with people like right when you meet them, and just develop that ongoing relationship. And it kind of translated into like my life now and what I do for work. If I could say like what is most exciting, it's the girls that come, they're like, I want to travel, but I don't know if I can. And then you watch them transition wanting something for their lives. And like the girls that we have signed up for Tulum, half of them are solo travelers that are so excited to just like celebrate their 27th birthday, and they've never done this before. And they're like, oh my God, I am so nervous, but I'm so excited. So watching the fact that we could get another woman to travel and meet other women while she's traveling and feel liberated and inspired is an amazing feeling. First of all, I'm really, really happy to see this woman movement. I think that if this was 30 years ago, we would have never been a part of it, and we would have just heard all those women that made history. But I think right now history is being made. So once my daughter grows up, she will remember this revolution of women that were so empowered, and we're just at the cusp of it. So because we're at this cusp of women just taking their lives and being like, I can do whatever I want, I think it just pairs up so well with what we're trying to accomplish. Travel has increased so much in our day-to-day lives that I think that if we can pair up travel with experience, with being able to live your life and meeting other women while doing it, there's no greater feeling than being able to see the world. And it's hard to see the world. Travel is not cheap, and our job was to solve what is getting in people's way. The first thing that gets in people's way or women's way is finances. We've got careers, we've got jobs, we've got kids, we're moms, we're entrepreneurs. How do you dish out $5,000 for like this Instagram vacation? You can't, but you want it. So we decided to solve that through payment plans. You know, now every woman can be like, you know what, next year I do want to go to Morocco and I do want to go to Bali. You can start putting away $300. knock at your Starbucks every morning and be like, you know what, I want to go on vacation, and it will come true. Where else right now, even when I talk to some of my friends, I'm like, hey, do you want to go on a trip next year? Yeah, we'll kind of like see how it goes. I'll look into my funds. That's like the general conversation, but now you can make that possible. So we're solving finances, and secondly, it's meeting other women. Like, everyone's at different stages of their lives, and as much as we have good friends, and someone's studying, someone's getting married, someone's having kids, so you don't necessarily have that other person to go with. So the fact that you can travel solo and still meet these amazing women while traveling, I think that's just amazing. So I would say to really marry your passion and ask yourself if you can do this for the next 10 years. A lot of people starting businesses now, they think it's really cool and innovative, but their end goal is totally different than what they're doing now. So if your end goal really matches with what your business is now, you'll be fine, because you can picture yourself doing that for many, many years. So when me and Sana were starting the Girls Trip, she's a travel influencer. She said so many times, I just want to do this full time. And when I think about my life now that the kids are older and I have a little bit more freedom, I've always wanted to travel the world, like even when I was a kid. So when I think about the business that I'm starting, I'm like, this is a no-brainer, because I can picture myself in my 60s and my 50s still be traveling the world. So it doesn't get in the way of that long-term plan.